This is another follow-up to my first video, and this time it's because we finally have a suspect who has been apprehended, and what do you know? It's white on white crime. Not shocking, actually. It's so predictable, it really is. Every time these shootings happen, it's almost always a fucking cis white man. It's always that. Will they actually self-reflect as a whole and realize, there is a violent fucking problem within cis white men? Oh no, they'll just continue to demonize the powerless in this society, trans people, black people, and immigrants. Because that's all the right wing knows how to do. They are incapable of having empathy. And I'm not going to do this liberal shit and just try to reach on the other aisle when they don't fucking give a shit. Like, have you noticed Jeffrey Epstein, the discussion about the files, has fucking vanished? How convenient, isn't it? When some fucking podcaster gets killed, now we're not even hearing about the Epstein files. What happened to MAGA? I thought you wanted them released. Apparently you're full of shit just like you are about everything else. You're always full of shit. You don't care about fucking kids. You care about some man that fucking did nothing but spew hate throughout his entire useless life. He didn't do anything constructive. All he did was make the world worse. So fuck Charlie Kirk. And the very fact is you're not even staying true to the course and demanding the release of the Epstein files. What better way to bury it than to use this guy's death as an excuse? And they have. It's been fucking buried. The victims of Jeffrey Epstein will not get justice. The people who committed all those crimes against all those women, all those girls, they won't fucking get justice because we have to fucking focus on this piece of shit who argued in the favor of subjugating women. So fuck you. If you care about Charlie Kirk far more than the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, then you fucking prove that you're forever full of shit. That you care more about your people who are on your team more than justice for those who have been wronged. Even people who are Republicans who have been wronged by Jeffrey Epstein and his fucking cohorts. I won't forget about Jeffrey Epstein, though. I won't. I'm not going to let some death of some mediocre podcaster fucking tell me that. Yeah, I will insult fucking Charlie Kirk as much as I fucking want. Because fuck you. The man had no such courtesy to people like freaking George Floyd or Trevor Martin or any victim of right-wing violence. The man was a monster. And the very fact is, we're not even talking about the Epstein files, and it's been completely erased like it never was there. It's funny just how quickly the right wing will forget about something important like Jeffrey Epstein as soon as one of their own gets murdered and looking for any way to fucking get violent, just looking for any excuse because they're a bunch of trigger-happy psychopaths, which most of them wouldn't even fucking do it in the first place because they're a bunch of fucking cowards. But as soon as they find out that the killer is one of their own, which is predictably always the case, they back off. Of course. Of course, how predictable. And of course, people like Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh, they won't self-reflect and realize this kind of rhetoric is what got him killed in the first place, that maybe they should stop and tune it down because they can be a future victim. No, they'll double down because that's what the right wing always do. The right wing stand for nothing. They view empathy as a bad thing. They view any moral values as relativism. They look at any form of morality as just some new woke shit. Like they're just looking for any excuse to be a sociopath because that's what all these people are at the end of the day. And Charlie Kirk, I think, has exposed just how many sociopaths exist in our society. How can you have empathy for a man? And it's no secret, it's public, of every horrible thing he's ever said over the people that have been gunned down for years. Like, did you know there was another school shooting at the same time? Yeah, that doesn't get the attention. But oh no, we have to focus on Charlie Kirk because his life is more important than another dead kid. Did you know over 70 Palestinians were murdered in the same day? So yeah, I don't fucking care. Charlie Kirk, his life doesn't matter. Because he didn't leave this world in a better place. He left it in a worse place. And they're going to force this shit down our throats to force us to care. And I won't fucking care about this man. And there is a saying about living by the sword and dying by the sword. You don't live like Charlie Kirk lived and not expect the boomerang to come back. It will happen to everyone, to all the others as well. You don't fucking push the kind of crap that you push and not expect one of your own especially, to kill you because you're not dedicated enough or you're not conservative enough. The right-wing movement is extremely violent in this country, and that's a conversation that isn't being had. That, you know what? Maybe we should do something about the right wing. Because the extremists are all on the right-wing side. I'm not saying there isn't anyone on the left who hasn't committed acts of violence, but it's so small compared to the right. But every shooting for the past 30 plus years has been the right wing. And what we've been seeing in this past month is how the right wing don't actually support the Second Amendment. They don't, actually. They only support it for certain people themselves. And they're going to do what they were going to do anyway, and is use Charlie Kirk's death as an excuse to go after the left. They would have done it anyway, even if he wasn't assassinated. This country is destroying itself. Like, have you people not seen it yet? We're at the start of the collapse. Trump is at war with basically the American people. The empire is losing its grip on the world. It's any tactic that these people use, they don't use it when the empire is in power. They're losing their grip. And the left, we got to get our shit together. I mean, I could joke all I want about Charlie Kirk and how funny and ironic his death was, but that's not going to really be anything constructive. Because, we can make our memes, we can make our jokes for a few days, but that's pretty much over. I'm literally over this shit with Charlie Kirk. I'd rather not talk about him personally because there's far more important things to be concerned with. The continuing of the cracking down on free speech, the increased surveillance state that they would have implemented anyway. And there's one thing I will bring up, though, that it is important, and I think it isn't being talked about enough. What are we going to do when time eventually takes Trump? And no, I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just pointing out the reality of what could happen and what will happen. Because Trump, if you look at him lately, he looks like he's 1 foot in the grave. What are we going to do when that happens? And I'm just going to end it here, because if I were to continue this further, it would just drag it out. Anyway, fuck Charlie Kirk, release the Epstein files, and 9/11 was an inside job.